F2. Has anyone actually watched a full Formula 2 match? Shit. Has anyone actually watched an F2 match? Why do I keep saying match? Has anyone actually watched a Formula 2 race from beginning to end? I certainly haven't, because I can't be asked.
Where is this fucking guy blind?
And in my opinion, it's sort of a part of the sport so many of us neglect. We all focus and love Formula 1. We like to follow it. We love it when there's like back-to-back races, weekend over weekend. Fucking lawnmower. Motherfucker. I'm working here, you bitch. We love it when there's back-to-back racing. And we just want to keep on watching. And the sprints are amazing because that makes the weekends even longer and more fun, you know? More events to watch. And why the hell do we not focus on this other racing that happens basically at the same fucking circuit? I mean, it's just more fun racing. For some reason, I just never even considered it. Never even wanted to watch it. But it's more racing, no? Why wouldn't I? Why have we all, and let's be honest, none of you have fucking watched an F2 race? Unless you have a friend that's racing right now. Yeah, then you're gonna tune in every now and again to check how he's doing. But otherwise, like, nobody really fucking cares about that. So my question is why? It's just more racing. Then what is the culprit? Culprit, that's a big word. I say let's find out. Let's find out what are the main reasons as to why people don't watch F2. Even though we fucking love racing. Technically. Or do we? Alright, that's a topic for another video. Let's just get into this.
Netflix are a real bunch of cunts, aren't they?
So the first reason I think why people watch F1 is because it's the pinnacle of racing. You know, if you're trying to start out and think of, okay, I see there's a lot of people liking this random dude called Lando Norris or Lewis Hamilton. What do? They race. Okay, I mean, it seems like a sport a lot of people follow. Let me check it out. What am I gonna check out? I'm not gonna fucking watch NASCAR. So let me watch something that's actually racing. That's the best of the best at this specific sport. What do you turn to? F1, of course. And that argument doesn't really go through when it comes to F2, because everyone who's racing in F2 just wants to get out of it. Their main aspiration is to get pushed out of the league onto the next one. I think it's sort of similar as to with, you know, soccer. Not as many people are going to watch the lower tier leagues. Why? Because they're lower tier. Unless there's a superstar coming up and you want to take a look at him for a few matches, or it's your like home team, you don't really watch it. I said soccer. Is this post me just being completely outraged about myself? I fucking said soccer. You're not. Who the fuck have I become? I've been watching too much fucking American TV. Fuck me. I might get my citizenship taken away. And when it comes to F1, that argument of, you know, having the home team doesn't really work anymore. Only if it's like your home driver. You know, if you're from a smaller country that's not really represented in F1, but you have an F2 driver that's your homeboy, then of course you're going to watch. But otherwise, this whole home team argument doesn't work. And so for that reason, I think people just, there's not an initial reason to switch to F2. It doesn't sound as appealing, and it's not the best of the best. It's just not. Because nobody wants to watch something that's second to the best of the best. Am I right or am I right? I think I'm right. I think the only reason to watch F2 is when F1 gets boring, which it kind of is, you know. Maxi, you're kind of being annoying at this point. Like, yay, okay, maybe beat your fucking record. Red Bull have won every single race in the first half of the season. And Max is about to break the record for the most consecutive wins ever. But that's fine, you know. It's still exciting. Spa was fun. In this case, this is exactly why I'm now talking about F2. Because I've heard there's some good wheel-to-wheel action there. Even though it's not the best of the best cars, the best of the best drivers, but because the cars are sort of set up in a different way, I think there's something about the regulation there that they were able to follow much closer and fight for the win much better than it works in F1. And it seems like there's a lot more action there. Maybe we should all give it a go, especially now since I mean, Max is going to win every race, and the only thing that we're tuning in for the race is to see who's going to come second. You know, everyone competes in F1, but only Max Verstappen wins. Such is life. Alright, second point is that there's just not that much media coverage when it comes to F2, F3, and the other Fs, whatever Fs there are, Formula Renault, any other racing leagues. You know, because it's not as big, the media is not going to put that much attention on it and write articles about it because people are not going to read it as much. And so when there's not enough media coverage, there's not enough stories being published about what's going on in the sport, what drama is there, even though there's probably plenty of drama, but there's not enough, coverage to just spin it out and have a lot of fun in the background. Talking behind people's backs, betrayals, horrific decisions being made. I'm sure there's plenty of that. But, it's just not as interesting to cover. And I think it's important not only from the external media, but also internally. Like the Formula 1, who's the fucking Liberty Media, the owner of F1? I think they own F2 as well. I don't know. I actually might be wrong. But whoever owns it, they're also not doing a very good job of marketing it. I mean, they shouldn't be fucking positioning it as a fucking second tier to F1. Nobody's going to watch it then. It's just a stepping stone for the best of the drivers to get through. It's like a fucking onboarding process at a job. Just the first month that you get. Probation period. And nobody's going to fucking be interested in that. Instead, they should spin it out as something a bit different. Like something that will entice people to actually switch to it instead of, being that a shitty F1 car. Which I think it currently is. Or maybe it's not already. They're just fucking not positioning it. Positioning it, Jesus, in the right way. Not enticing at all. It should bring something else. Maybe just like a bunch of hot-headed children racing. That would be fucking fun. And they're all fucking 15, 16, 17. So they're going to be chatting shit all the time. Saying really, really messed up things and then being really sorry about it. That's fun. Remember when fucking Justin Bieber was in his teenage period? That was a lot of fun to follow. When he peed in a bucket, punched a journalist. What else did he do? Get in a car crash. I think a DUI. Maybe not a DUI. But it did crash his karma. His Fiscus karma. That was fucking cool. And if that was F2, I'd watch it. Just a bunch of fucking dramatic children with a god complex driving around in a fucking circle. What can be better than that? Honestly. This is it. This is where you get the drama. Bunch of kids traveling the world, racing cars, crashing into each other, screaming, and just being absolute children. Fucking sign me up. If that's F2, I'm on board. Maybe I should become their marketing director or something. Make a proper spectacle. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think the pay would be that good. Alright, before we head into my third and final point, which no doubt would be amazing. You already feel it in your bones. It's going to be another level. I'd like to just remind you that you have the ability, you have the possibility, and the opportunity to like this video just by scrolling down a little bit and subscribing if you're not. Because you're probably not. Percentage-wise, most likely you are not subscribed. But I think you very well should be. And you should like this video as well. Because it's good. It's not bad. I don't think it's bad. I think it's pretty interesting. It's a genuinely interesting topic that I'm tackling here. So, like it so more people see it. And more people start watching F2. And maybe Formula 1 will actually do something about F2 to make it more interesting. That's also maybe an outcome that I'm aiming for. Alright. Thanks, man. My third and final point is, I think that what also plays a significant part is the utter popularity of the F1 drivers. Like, they're proper superstars, those guys. They're not just, oh, I'm a racing driver, blah, 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 nobody really cares. Only a few petrol heads know my name. That's it. No, they're like fucking superstars. They have millions of fucking followers online, on social media. People outside of F1 essentially know them just for, because they're celebrities. Okay, not maybe everyone, but the top 10 most popular guys are absolute fucking phenoms. They're celebrities. Many people on the street will recognize them at this point. And so I think that adds to the whole thing. If you're that fucking popular, people will just tune in to see how you're doing. Not really interested in, okay, yeah, whatever, strategy, F1. I don't really give a fuck. I just want to see how my boy Lewis Hamilton is doing. But there's a certain prestige of having celebrities driving around in a circle instead of, having racing drivers driving around in a circle. It brings it to a whole different level, a whole different spectacle for people to watch. When it comes to F2, they just don't have it. They don't have a single person. Like when Michael Schumacher Jr. was coming up, people tuned into F2 more or less. They wanted to know how he's doing. Because they knew him. He was sort of a celebrity already. And sort of that usually helps with people tuning into the sport because, oh, you want to see a celebrity doing this, that, and the other. Whilst in F2, besides him, there's really not that anyone. Not anyone that's really a celebrity out there. Maybe if they launch like another TV show like they do with Drive to Survive and somehow made it fun. Like I already hinted at. F2. Use my fucking idea about the 15-year-old brats driving around in a circle, traveling the world. Just make it more about the person. Make it more about the drama. And those kids will become fucking celebrities in no time. Trust me, man. I'm like an expert in this, I swear. Alright, let's summarize. Let's put this all in perspective. As I mentioned, F2 is just not at the level of F1. It's not. It's in the shadows of the sport. It really is used as a stepping stone for the drivers to prove themselves before they can get into the big leagues. Much like other sports, as mentioned, football, hockey, whatever. And so there's not enough media coverage. There's not enough popularity of the drivers. There's just not enough oomph. Not enough reason for people to stick around and find out, right? To find out if it's actually fun to watch. And if they actually position the league in the way that I previously mentioned, I know it's a bit of a joke, but honestly, it can work. Like I think there's an angle that they can play here to make it more independent, to make it more standalone from the whole F1 saga. Yes, it's a stepping stone. That's fine. But use the fucking young talents that you have as points of interest for people to watch. Because you want to see not only, who's going to come up and potentially come to F1 in 3 years. No, use them also as sources of entertainment, as personalities, as fucking drama queens that they fucking are. Right now, there's no fucking point in watching F2. And I think that would make it way more appealing to the drivers. It would breed competition, give more money to the sport, and I think benefit everyone at this point. I'm actually mad surprised. This is a great idea that I came up with on the fucking spot. I should be a fucking marketing genius at this point. Microsoft should take me, or whatever. Who's the biggest company in the world? Apple should take me as the fucking marketing director. Apparently, I really am that good. Honestly, I've surprised myself. You thought I was done for, huh? Well, guess what? Can't